Hello, grade 4. How are you? I hope you are okay. Today, we will talk about congruency. Let's begin together. Congruent figures are figures that have the same shape and the same size. Look with me. These are two shapes. This shape is rectangle. This shape is rectangle. These two shapes are congruent. Congruent means same shape and same size. These two shapes have the same shape. This is rectangle, this is rectangle, and also have the same size. This size is same as this size. Look, these two shapes are different. This is square, this is square. But this square is big, this square is small. These two shapes are similar. Similar means same shape but different size. Look, this symbol is read as is congruent to. This symbol, 3 lines above each other. This symbol is read as is congruent to. Let's begin together drill 1. There are two shapes. The first figure A, B, C, D, and the second figure X, Y, Z, M. The first figure A, B, C, D. The second figure X, Y, Z, M. You can flip vertical this shape. Now we want to verify that two shapes are congruent. So we need to flip this shape vertical. Flip vertical means move this shape from above to down. Okay? Like this. When we flip this figure vertical, move from above to down like this. Look with me. Z above will be down like this. X at the bottom will be at the top like this. This figure is the same as this figure. This figure X, Y, Z, M. This figure X, Y, Z, M. We flip this shape vertical. Okay? Now look at these two figures. You will find vertex A is on vertex X. Vertex B is on vertex Y. Vertex C is on vertex Z. Vertex D is on vertex M. So we can find the side AB equal to the side XY. The side BC equal to side YZ. The side CD equal to ZM. The side DA equal to the side MX. This symbol is read as is congruent to. As well, angle A is congruent to angle X. We can write this. Angle A is congruent to angle X. Angle B is congruent to angle Y. Angle B is congruent to angle Y. Angle C is congruent to angle Z. Angle C is congruent to angle Z. Angle D is congruent to angle M. Angle D is congruent to angle M. So, these two shapes are congruent. The first shape A, B, C, D is congruent to X, Y, Z, M. There are two conditions for two polygons to be congruent. Let's look together. First condition, their corresponding sides are equal in length. Corresponding sides are equal in length means the side A, B equal to the side X, Y. The side B, C equal to the side Y, Z. The side C, D equal to the side Z, M. The side D, A equal to the side M, X. Second condition, their corresponding angles are equal in measure. Corresponding angles are equal in measure means angle A equal to angle X, angle B equal to angle Y, angle C equal to angle Z, angle D equal to angle M. Let's begin together drill 2. We have two squares in different size. The first square A, B, C, D. The second square M, N, E, F. Now we will draw a congruent square to A, B, C, D. Draw square X, Y, Z, L congruent to square A, B, C, D. Look, square A, B, C, D, the side length is equal to centimeter. Side length of AB equal to centimeter. 1, 2. So, if we want to draw congruent square, we need to draw the same side length, 2 centimeter. So XL will be 2 centimeter. All sides of square has the same length, 2 centimeter. Look at the other square, MEF. This square, the side length is equal to 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 centimeter. The side length of this square is equal to 3 centimeter. So, if we want to draw congruent square to square MEF, we need to draw the same side length. This side length is equal to 3 centimeters. So we will draw this side will be 3 centimeters. 1, 2, 3. All sides of square have side length equal 3 centimeters. What are the conditions for two squares to be congruent? Two squares are congruent if the side length of one of them equals the side length of the other. Two squares are congruent when the side length of one of them is equal to the side length of the other. Now look at drill 3. We have two rectangles but have different sizes. The first rectangle ABCD with dimensions length equal 3 centimeter, width equal 2 centimeter. The second rectangle have different dimensions. The length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The length is 5 centimeter. The width is 3 centimeter. 1, 2, 3. If we want to draw congruent rectangle to rectangle ABCD, we need to draw the same dimensions like this. AB, its length equal 2 centimeter. So XY will be 2 centimeter. AD is 3 centimeter. So XL will be 3 centimeter. The length is 3. The length is 3. The width is 2. The width is 2. Okay? The second rectangle has different dimensions. The length is 5 centimeter. So, if we want to draw congruent rectangle to rectangle MEF, we will draw the same dimension. The length of rectangle MEF, its length equal 5 centimeter. So we can draw congruent rectangle BQRS with length equal 5 centimeter. The width of rectangle MNEF equal 3 centimeter. So we will draw the width of the congruent rectangle with 3 centimeter like this. 1, 2, 3. You can complete the rectangle like this. What are the conditions for two rectangles to be congruent? Two rectangles are congruent if the length of one of them equals the length of the other. The length of one of them equals the length of the other, and the width of one of them equals the width of the other. The width of one of them equals the width of the other. We can say the conditions of congruent rectangles in other words. If the two dimensions of one of them equals two dimensions of the other. We know previously dimensions means length and width. Okay? We can replace the word length and width with one word, dimension. So we can use these words. Two dimensions of one of them, two dimensions of one of them equals two dimensions of the other, two dimensions of the other. Is equality of the corresponding sides of two figures enough to be congruent? To answer this question, let's try to solve drill 4. Drill 4. We have 6 figures. Figure 1, Figure 2, Figure 3, Figure 4, Figure 5, Figure 6. Find the two congruent figures from the first 3 figures. First 3 figures means Figure 1, Figure 2, Figure 3. These the first 3 figures. Which two figures are congruent? Excellent. Figure 1 is congruent to Figure 3 because they have the same side length. Find the two congruent figures from the other 3 figures. The other three figures means figure 4, figure 5, figure 6. These are the other three figures. Which two figures are congruent? Excellent. Figure 4 and figure 5. This is hexagon. This is hexagon. Have the same side length. Find two non-congruent figures. Non-congruent figures from the first three figures. The first three figures are figure 1, figure 2, figure 3. Which two figures are not congruent? Excellent. Figure 1 is not congruent to figure 2, and also figure 3 is not congruent to figure 2. Name two non-congruent figures from the other three figures. The other three figures means figure 4, figure 5, figure 6. Which two figures are not congruent? Excellent. Figure 4 is not congruent to figure 6. Or figure 5 is not congruent to figure 6. What is the relation between the measures of the angles of the congruent figures? Congruent figures, figure 1 and figure 3. Look at their angles. You will find angles are equal in measure. Figure 1 is square, figure 3 is square. These two squares have the same angles, right angles. What is the relation between the measures of the angles of non-congruent figures? Non-congruent figures like figure 1 and figure 2. Angles are not equal in measure. Angles are not equal in measure. Figure 1 has 4 right angles, but figure 2 has 2 angles, obtuse angles, and 2 angles, acute angles. So, 2 figures, figure 1 and figure 2 are not congruent, so angles are not equal in measure. Now you can answer this. The equality of the corresponding sides of 2 figures is not enough to be congruent. But it's needed to equality of corresponding angles of 2 figures to be congruent. What are conditions for two squares to be congruent. If the side length of one of them equals the side length of the other. Don't forget, four angles of square are equal in measure. Right angles equal 90 degrees. What are conditions for two rectangles to be congruent? If the length and the width of one of them equals the length and the width of the other. In other words, if the two dimensions of one of them equals the two dimensions of the other. Don't forget, four angles of rectangle are equal in measure. Right angles equal 90 degrees. A special case. Equality of corresponding sides of two triangles is enough to be congruent triangles. This is because the equality of the corresponding sides of two triangles leads to equality of their corresponding angles. Don't forget, there are two conditions, two polygons to be congruent. The first one, their corresponding sides are equal in length. The second one, their corresponding angles are equal in measure. But in triangle, if their corresponding sides of two triangles are equal in length, this condition is enough to get two triangles are congruent. Because the equality of corresponding three sides of two triangles leads to the equality of corresponding three angles of these two triangles. Look, we have two triangles. The first triangle X, Y, Z. The second triangle A, B, C. The side length of the first triangle X, Y equal to the side length of the second triangle A, B. In the first triangle, Y, Z equal to B, C in the second triangle. The first triangle Z, X equal to CA in the second triangle. You can observe the corresponding sides are equals. So the corresponding angles are also equals. Angle X is congruent to angle A. Angle Y is congruent to angle B. Angle Z is congruent to angle C. Pay attention. Questions for you. If their corresponding angles of two triangles are equal in measure, is this condition enough to get two triangles are congruent? Think. Excellent. The answer will be no, because the equality of corresponding three angles of two triangles doesn't lead to the equality of corresponding their sides of these two triangles. Please look with me. Corresponding angles are equal in measure. These two shapes are triangles, have the same measure of angles. The first triangle has three angles with measure 60 degrees, and the other triangle have angles with the measure of 60 degrees. But corresponding sides are not equal in length. You will find that corresponding sides are not equal in length. Okay? Don't forget two right-angled triangles are congruent if the two right sides in the first triangle equal the two right sides in the other. Look, these are two right-angled triangles. The first triangle, this is right angle. So the right sides of right angle, this is right side, this is right side. Look to the other triangle. The right angle, there are two sides. This side is right side. This side is right side. This is right angle. Let's start congruency exercise. Put true for the correct statement and false for incorrect one, and correct the wrong statement. The first one, a scalene triangle can be congruent with an isosceles triangle. Excellent. Wrong. We can correct the wrong statement. We can put scalene instead of isosceles. So the statement will be a scalene triangle can be congruent with a scalene triangle. The second one, a square of side length 7 cm can be congruent with a rectangle of dimensions 7 cm and 5 cm. Excellent. False. We can correct the statement like this. A square of side length 7 cm can be congruent with a square of side length 7 cm. The third one, two right-angled triangles are congruent if the two right sides in the first triangle equal the two right sides in the other. Excellent. 2. Join each figure in group A to the congruent figure from group B. Draw a line in each of the following figures to get two congruent figures, if possible. Excellent. Check your answer with Answers Guide. Please pay attention. This triangle is scalene triangle and right-angled triangle. It's impossible to get two congruent figures if you draw a line. Okay?